When working with large data sets, we don't always want to load everything at once. Instead, we may need to fetch data in smaller chunks or retrieve it in a specific order. This is where sorting and pagination comes in. Spring Data JPA makes it very easy to sort and paginate data without writing complex queries. To see that in action, first, let's review our repository interfaces. So earlier we talked about paging and sorting repository. This interface gives us a couple of methods for sorting and paginating data. Now, as you can see, JPA repository extends paging and sorting repository. So to use sorting and pagination, our repository should extend JPA repository and not CRUD repository, because these functionalities are not available in the CRUD repository interface. So back to our project, our product repository already extends JPA repository, great. So to see sorting in action, let's go to our user service and define a new method. I'm going to call this one fetch sorted products. Now, in this method, first we should create a sort object. To do that, we call sort. First, we import this class from org.springframework.data.domain. So we call sort by. Now here we can pass one or more properties like name and price. By default, the direction is ascending, but we can always change it to descending. We can also have different directions for different columns. For example, let's say we want to sort by name in ascending order and by price in descending order. To do that, we need two sort objects. So let me remove descending from here. First, we sort by name. Then we call and here we provide a second sort object. Sort by price in descending order. Okay? So we compose two sort objects together and we get a sort object. Now we can pass this to the findAll method of our repository. So we call product repository.findAll. We pass sort, we get a bunch of products and print them all on the terminal. Now let's go to our main method and call fetch sorted products. Okay, let's run the application. All right, look at our query. We're selecting a bunch of columns from the products table, and here we have the order by clause. So first we order by name in ascending order, and then by price in descending order. Very easy. So let's define a new method for getting paginated data. We can call this public void fetch paginated products, which receives a page and size. In this method, first we should create a pageable object. To do that, we call page request. We import this class from org.springframework.data.domain. So let's press tab. We call page request.of and provide the page number and page size. And by the way, page number starts with 0. So 0 represents our first page. But what is page request? Let's take a look. This class extends abstract page request. Let's look at this class. This class implements the pageable interface. This is the object that our repository expects. So back to our user service. Look, product repository.findAll. We have an overload of this method that receives a pageable object. So we can pass pageable or any of its derivatives like page request. So we pass page request here. Now, this wants to iterate over the result. I don't want to do that yet. Let's get the result and store it in an object. The type of that object should be page of product. And page, this is defined in org.springframework.data.domain. Let's import this. All right. So we store the result in an object called page. Now, this page gives us all the products in that page, as well as metadata like total number of pages and total products in our database. Now here we have an error because we have a name clash. We have a parameter by the same name. So let's rename this to page number. That's better. We have a page object. Now to get the products on this page, we call page.getContent. This returns a list of product. So we store the result in products, and then we can iterate over them and print them on the terminal. We can also print the total number of pages and total number of products in the database. To get those, we call page.getTotalPages. We store it here, total pages. We can also get total elements, meaning total number of products. Now let's print this on the terminal as well. Again, just tab, very easy. Now let's call this new method in our main method. So we go to our main method and call fetch paginated products. Now as arguments, I'm going to pass 0 for the first page and 10 for the page size. Let's run the application. All right, we have one product in my database and one page. And here is our query. So this query uses the limit clause to paginate data. And of course, this is dependent on the underlying database engine. This syntax is for MySQL. So if you use a different database engine, your query might be different.